Patrick, welcome to the Frog Brothers podcast.
Hi, I'm Jameson Newlander, Alan Frog from the Lost Boys, and you're watching the Frog Brothers podcast.
What's Scooby doing running from a spooky ghost?
It's refreshment time, folks.
Are either one of these any good?
Do you like scary movies?
I don't watch movies.
I have to return some videotapes.
You have a TV?
No. I just like to read the TV guide. Read the TV guide. Don't need a TV.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me Shell. It's the fucking truth.
Over 1,600 titles, each for rent at just $2 the first night, and only
Finish him.
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, but you are aware that there's an invention called television, and on this invention they show shows, right?
Watch a few movies, take a few notes.
Okay, I want channels 18, 24, 63, 109, 87, and the Weather Channel.
Welcome to the Frog Brothers podcast with your hosts, Justin and Alec.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 124 of the Frog Bros podcast. My name's Justin.
I'm Alec.
And I'm Nick.
124. I'm 124 years old.
When our powers combine, we are Captain Planet.
My sphincter no longer works. It's like a garbage chute.
In Star Wars? Has it got a snake in it?
Sometimes.
We got to beat it up and
The
defeat
snake
the snake
moves about freely. The hydraulic system does not work, so you're in no danger. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Gaping.
Exactly.
He's a gaping dumpster. All right, so we had a kick-ass fucking weekend in San Antonio. We're going to talk about a little bit.
Yeehaw!
But we got a few things to cover before then. Just because, you know, you can't have an episode without some news.
This is the last official episode before the Halloween season. We will be doing 2 months of horror movies.
Even though you put up your decor.
I put it up now. You're goddamn right. The last week of August is when it officially goes up for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you may as well get that shit out now.
I won't do 3 months of Halloween, but I'll do 2 months in a week.
Yeah, you don't need 3 months.
But I also will probably leave most of this out, because that's the kind of guy I am.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, I have a lot of just Halloween decor just kind of all about anyway.
I mean, Halloween is a lifestyle, I feel like. And so we should celebrate that. Let's just take a moment to
You can kind of see the
that.
blow mold jack-o'-lantern in the frame here, and there's another little tiny blow mold up there. They're just kind of bright, so...
So the first bit of news I have came out today. So Zombie Town is based on an R.L. Stine flick, or book, and it's set to star Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase. So that's very interesting. It's only a $5 book. I checked that out on Amazon. So it looks very much in the vein of Goosebumps as far as like just R.L. Stine's quick youth reading books for 7 to 12-year-olds.
And it's Danny and Chevy.
Is this a straight-to-streaming?
Fuck, I hope not. I hope this is a big fucking flick, man. I hope they spend some serious money on. I don't know.
That sounds like a streaming
I mean, it has the potential, but like it could also just be meh.
They could also just be old farts in this and not really be as big of a part of it. But I don't know. I'm probably gonna buy the book since it's $5 and just fucking read it to see what it's all about. I mean, more reading never hurt anybody, right? Then the other big news is
reading
the
Mein Kampf.
That's what I was gonna say.
Jesus Christ, Nick.
Or the
Bible.
Just because I share a birthday with Hitler doesn't mean I'm going to fucking read his book.
Or what's the bomb maker's cookbook? Or what is
Anarchist
it called?
cookbook?
Anarchist cookbook.
There's probably some good recipes in that, actually. If you're ever looking to blow your toilet up.
No. Like food?
That was the joke, Nick.
Was there actual food recipes
There's mostly explosives in there from what I recall.
Because you gotta eat while you're making bombs. Can we say that on YouTube?
You're making ass blasters from your Taco Bell.
I have to edit that.
You're going to have to mute it from Nick. We need like one of those censor buttons. We need like a 30-minute tape delay.
Asking you a goddamn thing.
What else is in the news?
The Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection drops tomorrow. Fucking super stoked on that.
13
I've got it pre-ordered.
games from, NES, Game Boy.
Yeah, all the classics on there. And
I never played the Game Boy ones, so that'll be new.
Some of them feature online multiplayer, so I'm excited about that.
Arcade ones. And
yeah, there's a couple. I think they had like a hard time narrowing down out of 13 games. There's only a handful of them that have it, but I'm assuming it's Turtles in Time and, a couple of the earlier ones, like the original arcade games, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ones that would make sense for
Manhattan Project or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I have Manhattan Project still.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
you got my
And Turtles in Time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the first Ninja Turtles game.
You're gonna come over and play if we play this weekend?
Yeah.
You're gonna come out of your shell and.
Really depends. I mean, I'm in a lot better financial position now. I'm not going to announce why and whatnot. But, well, that's the thing. On the weekends, I work till like 9 sometimes. So
that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you could come. I mean, you can drop by. And
I can always come. Come 3 times since we've hit record here. That's why there's a fucking mess on the floor. Have you not seen this shit? It's like a fucking slip and slide down here.
Oh, I thought that was a catheter.
It's a salty slip and slide.
It's a catheter for semen.
I don't understand.
You know, your catheter bag.
What if you jerk off while you have a catheter in?
I'm sure. I don't know if you can get off with that or not. That's a good question.
Well, that'd be painful.
People sound so somebody probably just gets off on the nurse being like, all right, let me grab your dick and put it in there, and it's like, all right, well now.
To my knowledge, I've never had a catheter, but if you have had a catheter and you're listening to this right now, I would love to fucking know if you could actually rub one out when you've got a catheter in. Is that possible?
I haven't, but I've been scared of having to have one. So.
Well, who hasn't? Like they're like that urethra is only so big. Like I don't care what kind of a full pressure stream
I just think
you've
of
got
the
going.
scene in Hot Tub Time Machine when he's pulling at it and ripping it out, you know?
Yeah.
And then it splashes everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I got my mouth. Did I get you guys? Don't worry, it's only pee.
Yeah, it's only pee. That's a fun flick. That movie holds up pretty well. The sequel is fucking unwatchable.
No Cusack.
Yeah, that's the bummer.
No Cusack.
It is the bummer. Yeah, Summer of Santa Carla in San Antonio, presented by the Kings of Horror.
Well, let me real quick.
Oh yeah, you got other stuff.
Not a whole lot.
This is just the rehearsal.
Alec has been buying foods and snacks.
There's lots of Halloween goodies
What?
out.
They have the variety bag?
Hell yeah, they got a variety bag.
They didn't have that at the store
It
where
has
I was.
jack-o'-lanterns, bats, and ghosts.
I got a bag of just jack-o'-lanterns. Where'd you get that?
Walmart.
Fuck, I gotta go to Walmart.
And then I also got some of these Witch's Brew Kit Kats, which are crisp wafers in marshmallow-flavored cream. You can see they're light green flavored, like witch skin, I guess.
What's on the ingredients there? Is that
It's not gonna be vegan.
Probably not, because the cream.
Sure, there's milk in there,
Is
but
it vegan?
yeah.
It's marshmallow though. Doesn't it have gelatin?
Let me see.
No, marshmallow flavor.
Vegetable oil, palm oil, shea oil, sunflower oil, and/or sunflower oil, skim milk. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I usually just look at the
skim,
allergens.
that's
skip
barely-
down to
that's
that.
barely
Well,
milk.
it doesn't have that. It just says.
Oh, it doesn't say
peanuts.
it contains milk or anything like that.
No. Just has it on the ingredients list. So.
What else you got over there? You got some brownies.
Yeah, the brownies. Nick, you can have one if you want to try them, but
Fuck yeah.
one of these.
I've probably had it before, but yeah.
Pumpkin brownies by Little Debbie.
They're aesthetically very pleasing to look at.
Oh, those things are beautiful, right?
Look at
those
that.
look great. They look amazing.
Look
that
at that.
stamp is nice.
They're little jack-o'-lanterns.
We're ready for a little
Are we
mukbang
gonna try
here?
the kit?
Bella Lugosi should die of gonorrhea and rot in hell. Would you like a cookie, son?
Hey, speaking of, if you're looking to watch any of the old
I want some.
Universal Monsters pictures, a lot of those are free on Peacock if you're wanting to get into some of those. I'm probably going to casually watch a bunch of those this season.
I have. Well, we're going to cover Frankenstein this season.
And the NECA action figures.
We did
of those
Dracula
characters are
2 years ago.
Yeah.
We're going to at least do Frankenstein this year.
Boogie
We're covering
says
that the
I
same
want
week as
some.
Child's Play.
I do.
But I feel like
I have action figures for both of those.
I feel like there's a wide number of people that probably haven't seen the original
Ooh, that's got a lot of scent to it.
movies just because like, oh, those are old black and white flicks. And it's
Are we
like, no,
doing this?
to understand
Yeah.
modern horror and 80s horror and 70s horror, you
Horrors.
need to know where the
They're
original stuff came
whores.
from. Boogers over here trying to get some.
For people watching this, I think I'm just going to have to trigger them.
You didn't
You
break
gotta
it.
lean into that mic, son. Oh, yeah.
You didn't
People always
break
get
it.
mad about how you eat a Kit Kat. I've always eaten mine like
It's
that
in the
I'm like,
song, man. Break off a piece of that.
Well, if it's a full size, I do.
I don't like
fuck, I don't even do that on a full size. Not that I can eat those anymore.
You saying you
but-
don't like it?
Oh, I like it.
It's not. I can get the marshmallow flavor that they're saying.
But it's too creamy to actually taste like marshmallow in your brain. Like it's not the right texture.
You know,
for
it's
it.
very sugary. It's very, very sweet. So that's the thing. Instead of chocolate, it probably has more sugar, I feel like.
Yeah.
But eating one is doable. Like
The little fun size is manageable. Yeah. Nick, finish it. Just stuff it in.
There's some sort of weird aftertaste mixed in with the marshmallow. You feel that?
I feel like all the ones.
There's a weird pre-taste, and then you taste the marshmallow.
And you're like, okay, this is all right. For a minute.
And then you feel like you got chemicals in your mouth.
Yeah, well, you do. So, you gonna try the brownie there though, Nick, and let us know how it goes?
It's more reminiscent of cereal marshmallows that are more sugary.
Okay, so
that
like the dehydrated marshmallows, kind of. Yeah,
it's more like that.
Makes sense.
Are you saying those aren't real marshmallows?
Well, they are, but they're not like...
They're dehydrated marshmallows, so they're more condensed with what they are. So, you know, on that show How It's Made, I wish they'd show me like how they make marshmallows for cereal. I'd love to see an episode on dehydrating marshmallows, just because that sounds fascinating to me.
Oh my god!
Don't take my name in vain, Nick, or I will fucking strike you down and destroy you.
Well, that struck a nerve.
It kind of did. Kind of did.
Holy shit!
You gonna break into that now?
Maybe. Should I do it now?
May as well. We're already on the snack
Should I eat
segment.
it later? You gonna have one later?
You didn't know.
I already ate one.
You already had one, so if you're gonna have one, you may as well go into it. We can always mute you if we need to.
If you like the cosmic brownies, you'll probably like it. It's pretty much what it is. You know,
I've probably had these before.
They're not great, obviously.
My friend's mom used to get like every season. They have brownies all the time. It is well done.
I do like the
visually.
It looks amazing visually.
It's too nice to even eat.
That's why I had to buy it, because I like the box too. Look at that shit. It's like fuck yeah.
They did a good job on that.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Did a good job on that.
I just feel like the icing on those is never all that great, and like since that's just orange, it's probably a pretty bland icing, and like you'd prefer chocolate on chocolate for a brownie, you know?
It's missing the sprinkles too.
Yeah, it's missing the crunchiness.
Yeah, sprinkles really make it.
The crunchiness on the little M&M pieces that are.
So you buy these, get some little shaker of sprinkles.
Like imagine if you covered that.
And put some sprinkles on it.
Just dipped it in like chocolate.
Or what if you like just touch that in the microwave for like 10 to 15 seconds just to make it a little warm?
And then fucked it.
Like a warm apple pie. Alex's least favorite movie of all time.
Pretty much.
Fuck it!
The first one, or you don't like any of them?
He doesn't like any of them.
Fuck it!
All of them.
First and second one are vastly different.
I'm just not here for it.
I have nostalgia ties to the first one, so I enjoy that one. And some of the, I mean, I've seen all the official theater released ones, not none of the
spin-offs.
Yeah, like the American Pie.
You've seen American Wedding,
Bandcamp shit and stuff.
There's about 400 of those Bandcamp movies.
Yeah, an American Reunion, I think, was the last one.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
How is it?
He's like eating. He's like, I'm consuming calories I don't really need.
The main kid in the second Lost Boys is Stifler's brother in, was it Bandcamp?
I don't fucking know. I didn't watch any of that trash.
No.
Your cousin's former roommate. What does that make us? Absolutely nothing. That was a terrible impersonation. That was more like an Arnold takes on.
I genuinely thought you were doing an Arnold.
I mean, I may as well. Actually, Arnold as Darth Vader would be somewhat terrifying too, right? If you had to recast him as like Darth Vader, could you put up with that? Obi-Wan never told you. I
am
your father.
He'd be good in the suit.
Jesus.
Yeah, he'd fucking like rip that shit
tall,
up.
Right?
He's only like 6'2". Which I think Vader's taller than that.
This is trash.
It is trash.
This is just rehearsal, though.
Just take a moment.
We're not going to release this.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, no, they've already turned this
Unless
off.
we run out of time.
Well, Nick needs to hurry up with that brownie. You ready to move on?
What do we wait for me for?
Because you're
Just
eating
move
in the
on.
microphone. We'll just mute you for now.
No. I'm being quiet.
All right, let's carry on.
No.
Now
You can still hear him now. It's even creepier because he's like...
Just don't be watching what he's doing to himself right now. We're going to take this video down.
So, Summer of Santa Carla. We had left at 3 in the morning, all right?
We left at 4, so I got up at 3. You guys were there just
I
around
arrived
there.
exactly at 3:30 because I had suggested 3 and you were like 3:30. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll be there exactly 3:30 then. And it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't dick around too much. We got out of town. And
minimal stops. It was about a 14.5-hour drive. Lots of fucking construction.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, though, I did really like where the posted speed limit was 85. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to the venue at like 5:30 p.m., I think. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, and some of those toll roads in Texas basically say they mail you a bill, and like I'm just kind of wondering, like, how much is that toll road gonna be when we?
Oh God.
When we get back? Probably only $10 or $15, but
$525,600.
We stopped by Buc-ee's gas station.
Buc-ee's.
Beaver Station.
Beaver Station.
Yeah.
A beaver consumes 6 inches of wood every half hour.
Yeah, that place is fucking gigantic. It's a weird fucking hodgepodge of, like, if you've been to a Quick Trip, it's kind of like a Quick Trip on steroids, but Texas style.
Well, yeah, mixed with like a big old truck stop gas
half
station.
of it's filled with memorabilia of the beaver mascot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a clever ploy to get you to buy beaver stuff.
They sell nuts, and that's like their famous thing, like cooked nuts. And we had some. They're okay, pretty
they
good.
have their own fresh burritos and
they had a pretty.
They
had a couple of different food walls, right?
Snacks.
So they had like
I can
sandwiches and things like
the
that.
somewhat appeal of like, all right, well, if this place is open 24/7 too, that's
they have like 200 pumps or something. I think we were at 100 and something.
Jesus Christ, it was insane.
It
looked like a fucking mall from the like a Walmart, like
on the way there,
building.
they were really busy. We had trouble finding a pump even with 200 pumps, but
I don't think it was 200 pumps, but I think
it was over
200 pumps.
It was over 100 because we were 100 and something.
Well, that may just be the row 1 or row 2 with the other number in front of it.
Maybe.
Like a hotel room number, Nick.
It was quite a bit, though.
We didn't stay in the 106 rooms hotel. We stayed in room 106.
Yeah, but there's a lot of pumps.
First floor, room 6.
I'm willing to bet there's at least
Nick
over
likes
100
pumps. Like a Swedish-made penis enlarger pump?
I'm willing to bet there's more than 100.
This sort of thing is my bag. By Austin Powers.
By Nicholas Ryan.
Oh. You just said my last name on the podcast.
Everyone knows our last name.
Do they?
Yeah.
Nicholas. We've got Nicholas Ryan here.
See, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
You know how many Nicholas Ryans are in the world? How are they going to track you down?
Like
5,000. First name, last name. Last name, first name.
Just don't say anything super problematic this episode that make anybody want to hunt you down.
Yeah. Don't do anything to get doxxed. Oh, fuck. That'd be terrible. Dustin would be so mad at you.
I just want to say something bad now.
I know, he's like fighting the urge over there. You can see his skin crawling.
Oh, yeah.
So long car ride in, we got there. And day one, not going to lie, was a little stressful.
Yeah.
We got there. We got to check out the venue, which is the Wonderland of America's Mall. Pretty cool fucking mall, man. It definitely gave me the Mallrats mall vibe of the flea market mall. Just like this, like...
Gave it the vibes of the flea market mall?
Well, both. Yeah. The upstairs place definitely did. Because there's a little center that was basically a bunch of flea market style booths. It was interesting.
It just felt like... And I think this mall was built in the 60s, and it's still like open there. Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
So some of it looks dated. It's still doing fairly well. I think these events by Kings of Horror will really.
There's lots of doctors and dentists and stuff in the mall too, though. Like
yeah.
And there's a lot of nerd stores, like gaming shops and
there's a pretty cool GameStop that was pretty.
There was a
packed
Spirit
all
Halloween
weekend.
opened up in there, and I didn't even get to go inside.
Yeah, I never even went in. I haven't even been to one yet. Yeah, upstairs.
It was already open.
Yeah, we walked by it. I just didn't have time to go in. There's too much shit going on.
I meant to, but like.
Oh shit.
At the same time, I was like, if I'm going to spend any money, I don't want to spend it on a Spirit Halloween. I'd rather spend it on a vendor here.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that also. Why I didn't go in, but
so the first day was just a screening, right, with the cast.
Yeah, the first day they had the Platinum Pass holders had a VIP screening, so with a little cast Q&A, and we got to host the Q&A session. Very nice.
Or one of you did.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're there. He was present.
There was a little microphone mismanagement.
Yeah.
The guy who set that up was very well-intentioned, and he knew what he was doing to some extent. He just didn't know... Like, it wasn't... The seating and all that with the microphone and everything wasn't exactly super planned out. Yeah, he didn't know...
Two Q&A hosts either.
So, yeah. They all had to share mics, too. It was a weird, confusing situation. And I, at one point, was like, yeah... Billy has set the microphone down. If I need to, I can pick it up. But, like... there was no good opportunity for me to do so I just kind of did not say literally anything during the first one.
Yeah, so night one we had V. Neal, special effects artist, Academy Award winning for Beetlejuice.
And she did Oscar. The Penguin in Batman Returns.
Fuck yeah. She's awesome. We met her at Crypticon here in Kansas City. Was that last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, last summer, and she's awesome. And then obviously Jameson Newlander, Billy Worth, and then G. Tom Mack was there. So we had a pretty good round crew there for Q&A. Had some fun questions, but we didn't have as much prep time as I would have liked for that, but it all worked out pretty well. Saturday's Q&A session was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We got the mic stuff figured out. We kind of had a better idea of what was going to go down, so we were able to plan a little bit better and make sure we were prepared. And I feel like that's pretty awesome. Not that they weren't both awesome in their own right. I mean, just being able to be up there and talk to everybody and have that conversation was incredible.
Well, the second night you had a solo one-on-one with Jason Patrick before the others came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't know if they were all going to come out, who was going to come out and whatnot, because we were hearing different things before the actual thing. So we were like, well, we'll just go out there with Jason, and then
crack some beers,
go from there. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we got to share a beer with Jason Patrick. It was pretty incredible.
The three of us, me in the middle, sitting right next to Jason Patrick, and I could only think of
Speed 2-star.
Man, you think of all the pussies aged 37 to 50 that are just
bring a bucket and a mop,
basically just jealous of my even being able to. I tell you this, I sat next to Billy Worth the first night. Man smelled great.
Did he?
Yeah. Jason Patrick also smelled
great. Was it cologne or another thing?
Jason Patrick, there's a difference. Billy smells like you would think he would if I told you he was a very spiritual person, more earthly tones.
Yeah,
but
sense, yeah.
But not in a
offensive way, not the typical patchouli.
A very good way, a comforting kind of way. And then
a very
Jason
relaxed,
Patrick was more like all right, yeah, that's somebody's gonna fuck this guy.
He's wearing some Stetson.
Something. Well, I don't know if it was crazy. It could have just been honestly his stuff is clean and he's
some Axe body spray.
No.
He
could have been fucking Dove for Men, and you just sweat a little bit, and it was smelling and fuming. Or I could have just been intoxicated sitting next to him. I don't know. It's Jason Patrick. What do you want from me?
And then Alec got some good jokes in about Speed 2 cruise control, which you have to, right? You got to acknowledge that.
I did a couple of them several times. I brought it up as much as I possibly could. And that was the goal. Especially, the first time I brought it up, I was kind of just seeing how he's going to react to it,
Yeah, he's a good sport,
and then he went on and talked about it. He's like, oh, Sandy was great to work with. And you're like, call her Sandy. I love that.
Well, and you've got to go down the rabbit hole with us because, obviously, John DeBont directed that.
Yeah.
And he directed Twister, one of our other favorite movies. And then you go back to the Lost Boys connection, which is Jamie Gertz. So, it's all just full circle here.
Yeah.
This is all, in the family.
Kevin
this
Bacon.
is all...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
But we did go back to the hotel later and watch it. So
hell yeah, we did.
And let me tell you,
it was definitely
one of my.
movie.
Well, the thing is, we were also saying at one point where once the other crew came out, we were talking to G, and we were like, hey, you guys should go listen to the Lost Boys musical on your way home tonight. And then I just quickly muttered in the microphone, and Jason Patrick was the only one who caught it, because as soon as I was halfway through saying it, G started saying something else, so I kind of was just immediately shut up because I just wanted him to talk, obviously. But I was just on your way home to watch Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Yeah, I remember that. I heard that. I was like, yes, that's fucking brilliant.
And I hear Jason chuckle.
Yeah.
And then later on that night, I saw him as we were closing up, and he was going back into the office to grab his stuff to probably head over to the venue for the Corey Feldman show.
Oh, when he recorded.
For sure.
Yeah, and he was just walking with, his handler, whoever it was. And I was just like, we watched Speed 2 Cruise Control last night. It rules. And he was like, no, you didn't. And I was like, oh, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we weren't messing around.
He
we
just
sure
kind of chuckled, and he went inside.
And I missed this because I was out looking for wanted posters on the wall.
Oh, and I was pulling the car up in.
And he went inside where he was doing his signing earlier, and then I could see him because I was just watching him while I was waiting for you guys. Justin was pulling up the car, I think.
Yeah, I was.
And I can see him go to his handler, one second, I'll be right back. And he comes back out to me, and he's like, hey, you want me to record a little bumper for your podcast, which you heard at the beginning of this, Jason Patrick.
The premiere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should have done that with everybody.
It's on the Billy Worth one.
Everybody.
Well, yeah.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah, he threw it on there, but yeah.
Well, that's what you want. You really want Corey because you want Corey Feldman's gruff ass voice doing it in the Edgar Frog voice.
One day.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I think we're close now.
Yeah.
We're very close to this one. I can feel it.
So Jason Patric is a fucking legend.
Oh, he is awesome.
All of these people were beautiful and nice humans. I love them all.
Very down to earth and friendly, welcoming.
I gotta say, like, just to take a moment out and like the staff that was working, like a lot of them are just volunteers, right? They just do this because they love it, and they.
Well, shout out to Angel who organized the whole fucking thing, Kings of Horror,
Yeah.
Texas, and
if you were down in Texas, like, and it seemed like people traveled from all over Texas for this, and like people flew in and stuff for it because it was the 35th and it's pretty big, and
that one girl was from Philly.
Yeah.
So there's people from all over, and it was just awesome to see that kind of a crowd. And I think this is one of the bigger events they've done, but hopefully it really sets them up to continue the success.
Well, there was over 100 vendors or whatever, wasn't there, or something like that?
Over 175 is what I think it was.
And the mall was packed, like Saturday and Sunday.
I got the old VHS signed by everybody there. You have Jameson Newlander, Alan Frog, Billy Worth.
You mean Edgar Frog?
Now you're just confused.
We can talk about that later.
Corey Feldman wrote, "To Alec, peace. Peace sign, Corey Feldman."
Yeah, you got to get it personalized with him. Or
Jason Patric wrote, "Jason Patric, never grow old. Jason Patric." Which I love. He signed it twice. And I don't blame him. You're signing so much shit throughout the day.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what it is. And I think I remember watching him sign it, and like as soon as he finished, I could tell he like realized he did it, and it was just like, well,
you just scratch it out.
Yeah, here you go.
Get some fucking.
I was like, whatever, it's
white
fine.
out.
I made a joke when I had Jameson sign it because he's like, "Where should I sign? There's not really a good." And I was like, "Well, I don't know, Jason Patric. I told him I was going to have you sign it, and he signed his name twice because he didn't want you on there. I don't know why."
Yeah.
And of course, G. Tom Max signed on there. Cry Little Sister.
Yeah, everyone was awesome. I mean, just the availability they had for that.
I did not.
The hospitality they had was great.
You already had the
Angel was really putting up with a lot of stuff, and he really took care of us. So
yeah,
very generous.
Good dude.
Excellent. Yeah, so if you're down in the Texas area, highly recommend checking out one of his shows. He's got all kinds of cool shit planned. Or
Florida. They got a Florida one coming in December, right?
That's not them. That was somebody else.
Oh, I thought it said King of Horror on it.
No, the Kings of Horrors is Texas. At least this one is. Now, what you're thinking of is the next Lost Boys event, which is I can't remember the name of the event.
I'm like tempted to try to go to that because it is far enough off I could plan it.
It's got Alex Winter and the Frog Bros at it again.
And Tim Capello.
Yeah.
So it's like if I could add fucking Tim and Alex Winter to that VHS, it'd be fucking.
And we could go to Florida in December instead of Texas
in
August.
We could go to fucking Disney while we're there.
Yeah.
If you guys do that, I'm just gonna have to send an extra phone with you so you can FaceTime with it since I'll be at home with
You can just bring your newborn.
We'll bring. Yeah. No, what we'll do is we'll get a
find me a
tablet, and we'll tape we'll attach it to a sex doll as the face, and we'll just carry you around with us everywhere.
Fuck yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love that. As long as people can talk to me like, "Hey, your body's looking a little wimp," I'd be like, "Well, back in the home again." Everyone was awesome, and then after the Q&A session on Saturday, Alec got to do the world premiere for G. Tom Max music video for Cry Little Sister, which he tells a good story about. It just wasn't, dealing with all the Hollywood fucking red tape to get the music video made and record labels at the time, and to get this music video made for the 35th anniversary.
They basically thought at the time he wasn't a big enough artist
and he wasn't signed to their label, so they were trying to get someone else to do it, and Schumacher had his back the whole time, so I think that's pretty incredible.
Schumacher is a fucking badass
legend.
I don't care about the nipples on Batman.
Who cares?
I really don't. I'm here for it. You know what? Sure, give Batman nipples. Batman eats pussy too. Sure. All of it. I'm here for it. That's what he does. He has nipples and he eats pussy.
And he plays with his nipples.
No, the official position of DC Comics is superheroes don't go down.
I don't know.
Say so.
No, it's an actual thing that they told the writers and artists and stuff.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Not really a fan of that.
Yeah. And they don't masturbate.
Well, that explains all the rage.
And the rule book
that explains the Joker.
Yeah, and that explains Batman.
Yeah. Fucking lame.
Can Batman pee in that suit?
I don't know. That's a topic for another day.
Catheter.
If it was in the snow, like Batman Returns, I bet he did. Warm that shit up. Be steaming.
There was a little bit of tension on Saturday because Corey Feldman's trailer hitch broke on their tour van or tour bus. And, you know, I followed up with it a couple of days later, and I saw Corey's wife post that
somebody welded it for them.
Somebody welded it for him to get him back on the road on Saturday, but it broke a couple of days later again because it wasn't rated for the proper weight, so they got it redone to tow the trailer, so the trailer was weighing too much. So, but people were losing their minds in line and like getting really upset at Angel and other people, and it's like, look, you're lucky no one got fucking hurt from this. I've known too many bands that have had fatal accidents because something goes wrong on tour. And
our table was positioned right next to the Corey Feldman line.
Yeah, so we could see that pretty
front
well.
row seats for all the drama.
But I would say 90% of people were really fucking chill with it, and we're just being super patient in line, and everyone was kind, and
they waited.
You know, they got their stuff, and Corey was good about making sure he took care of everything. I know on Saturday evening there was a little bit of a panic in line when he got out just to take a breather and walk around for a minute.
People lost their shit for a moment.
Like, where's he going? Where's he going? It's like, look, I've seen enough of these shows. He's just going to take a breath. Like
Corey's not that type of dude. Corey's pretty dedicated to his fans, so we could tell that. Like, just going through his line when we went and got pictures with him and everything, you know, he had to leave for another photo op for somebody else that like didn't get the chance to go through.
Right when we were next. Yeah.
And he fucking did. He just abandoned our line for a minute, which is totally cool to do that. And then comes back, takes our picture with us, is totally friendly, exchanges a few words with us, but you know. And
he's up against the clock because he's got his concert.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's signing all day and then playing a show. That's a fucking lot.
Yeah, now granted, at least there was a couple hour wait for him to go on and headline the show.
Yeah.
Which that show was insane also.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that one.
But yeah, so that was Saturday. Sunday, the event went off without a hitch. Like, everything was pretty smooth. Sunday was a great day.
Yeah.
Feldman was a little late, which I think caused some chaos with the
typical
photo schedule and the.
We were some of the last people to go through his line too. Like,
yeah, we were
absolutely last minute, but we got it.
In our picture, we got a picture with him twice, I guess, with the group photo and then with him.
Yep.
And the group photo was really cool.
So you can see that on our social media.
Well, and we met Dave the Clone, who was there with G-Tom, and man, he's an awesome dude as well. Like, everyone we interacted with was so cool. So many of the fans that were there were just great, coming up, chatting, and being supportive. We met some of the San Antonio Ghostbusters crew. They rolled by and said hi, and were out there doing their thing. And Midnight Movie Trash podcast is there. They helped us out with a video for Saturday night after we had a couple of technical difficulties, so shout out to them for that. But all around, it's just one of those events that makes you feel really good about it start to finish, because even though there's some stressful moments for everybody, I think, all in all, it went off really well, and it's just kind of one of those successful things there that I think was incredible.
How chaotic are shows that we don't know about? You know, we go to these conventions, we have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this might have been pretty smooth for a.
Well, I mean, I think
for all we know.
From an attendance standpoint, though, I think like everyone was pretty relaxed. I mean, besides some people getting a little upset in line, but it's like, you know, no one got hurt from that trailer hitch breaking, which is what really matters. Because had there been something going on, he might not have shown up at all. So, you know, just kind of put it in perspective.
Corey Feldman's show, he played a bunch of new songs from his new album and a bunch of old stuff and a bunch of different covers from his movies. He did the Stand By Me cover, the Goonies Are Good Enough. He did his song Something in Your Eyes with the original jacket.
Jameson Newlander got to come up on stage, and they sang People Are Strange by The Doors.
See, I missed that one, but I need to see a video of it.
I think I've got a video of that one we can upload.
And also, G-Tom Mac fucking played a killer set.
Before.
Frog Bros Heroes ruled. Hearing that live, and he did obviously Cry Little Sister. He did a little David Bowie cover and an NXS cover. A couple other songs from his Lost Boys musical, and all that fucking was awesome.
Yeah, his whole set was a lot of fun. He just had one, I didn't catch his name, but just one guy come out and accompany him on piano and backup vocals and kind of running some of the show, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
So, Like, it's kind of that once-in-a-lifetime vibe, just with, like, the way it all went down.
Well, it's just funny. It's pretty iconic. We've now seen Ray Parker Jr. play Ghostbusters, and we've seen J. Tom Mack or Gerard McMahon play Cry Little Sister. It's like, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, as far as movie soundtracks. So, and then Feldman's wife, Courtney, I think's her name, she came out and sang Goonies Are Good Enough. Was Corey drumming on that? I heard he drummed on a couple of songs.
He drummed on Stand By Me for sure.
Okay. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And his band's, like, super talented. Like, you know, he's got a great backup band. Like, everyone on there is, like, hold down their own. So, had a hell of a time. That show went pretty late because, like, we got out of there and, like, I think we were back at the hotel at, like, 3 in the morning or something. And then we were going to get up and, like, leave early. And I
don't think it was quite... Well, it was probably, like, 2, I want to say, at least 2:30.
I thought the show let out at, like, 2.
Maybe?
Yeah, and then by the time we drove and got back, probably 3 by the time I was falling asleep anyhow.
And then when there was the VIP section there, which we had access to, that had Jason Patrick and Newlander. And
yeah, I talked to Jameson for a bit up there. And then...
is that the only 2?
I mean, I said hi to everybody up there, but they're also there to relax.
G and Corey did not hang out in the VIP section. They just kind of went out into the back in the green rooms, assumably. And then,
Jason Patrick hung out there all night, right? And I think even V was there.
Dave
for a
the Clone
bit,
was there.
Was V
I don't
there?
think.
Yeah.
I didn't see V up there.
Okay, maybe not, but yeah.
She didn't do the panel that night either, or that was Saturday night. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy was there too, though. Yeah, because I talked to him for a while as well.
Yeah, I talked to him. Yeah.
And
if you haven't checked it out yet, check out our interview with Billy. It's it's not what you'd expect from us, but it's very fucking interesting. And listen back to that one, and it's like, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Like, it just has this different quality vibe if you're trying to find, like, that level of inner peace.
Mm-hmm.
Very much
a
enjoyed
fun
that one.
And then we're gonna have another that second panel with Jason Patrick, and then, you know, probably the last third of it, maybe, I want to say, we have Jameson Newlander, G. Tom Mack, and Billy Worth as well came out on stage. That's going to be uploaded soon as well into both the YouTube and the audio feed.
We have a pretty crazy conversation with Dave the Clone, too, from Hollow 9 Network, so excited for you to hear that one as well. I mean, everyone is just so available and, like, really awesome about stuff. Feldman's obviously pretty hard to get his attention. He just has so much going on. You're on the road for your band. You're doing that stuff. Like, you could tell this weekend was a big weekend for him. It kind of took it out of him, so we didn't really press too hard to try to make that happen. But I think sometime we'll be able to get that one.
Yeah, it's doable.
And then, yeah, Jameson was super available. It was great meeting him in person. He was super kind, like, and just, you know, it just felt like you knew him for forever because he was just as humble as they get, down to earth.
Yeah.
And happy to be there too, right? So I
had a couple beers at that, and I don't drink often. I pretty much only drink on our trips and during social events like that.
Oh, you mean at the concert?
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Like, otherwise I don't do it.
Justin and I got a little...
Justin got fucking...
we got a little tipsy.
If you know anything about Justin, he just gets loud and tries to be really
I think I'm
hilarious.
funny, and
his clothes come off.
He gets a little excessive and, like, I don't know how to put it. He turns into an insult comic, basically.
Yeah,
but like an old timey one who's kind of offensive,
like Don Rickles.
It's
something.
like
right.
I just feel like you go back to Chappelle's show. He was a habitual line stepper when I drink to that point. And I don't drink to that point very often.
He's
anymore.
a hater-ass bitch.
Yeah. And
when he drinks, he goes to
when
the
I get to that
ball.
level, right? And the drinks were super cheap. I think I spent like $25 on drinks with tips.
We were trying to leave at 5 in the morning, and at like 1:45, this motherfucker's still drinking. And I'm like, are you going to be good to drive?
I wasn't drinking then. I bought my last drink and closed out my tab before Feldman's band even played.
What?
Bullshit.
Yeah. No, I swear to God.
No, you didn't.
No,
yeah. When I was waiting for him to come out, I closed my tab out. Yeah. I was drinking all that through G. Tom Mack.
You had like 6 fucking drinks.
I had 5.
You closed it out while Feldman was on stage, I think.
Maybe when he was beginning, but yeah.
Because I closed mine almost near the end of his set because I was like, all right, figure this out. And I know you'd closed yours right before me, but I don't know.
I closed mine early because I knew that if I went too much further, it was going to be a problem.
Yeah, their drinks were pretty cheap, actually, because I think I had 4 doubles, and I only spent $39, and then I gave her like an $8 tip.
My beers were $5 a piece.
So I spent like $47.
Well, I was drinking well gin, so it was dirt cheap. It's like $3.75 a drink. I think it was like $18.75 or something for my total for 5 drinks.
I had $14. I tipped her
nothing.
$4. So.
Yeah, I gave a good cash tip, and then I tipped well. I mean, they're working hard, taking care of us, and
yeah, she was a good bartender.
I mean, that the vibe in that place is pretty cool, pretty chill. Had a lot of fun at that event. It was good times.
And everyone there was people that went to the con, right? It wasn't open to...
Yeah, we weren't also not even necessarily sure how much of Corey's show we were going to enjoy, and it actually, like Corey Feldman put... That's what I'm saying. Beforehand, we didn't know that, though. You're like thinking Corey Feldman...
We knew it was going to be amazing.
Well, you're thinking, okay, is he going to play... What's he going to play? Is it just going to be the new album? Because that's kind of...
Well, that's what he's advertising. That's what he's promoting. I get it, right? That's what you're out doing.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying that's what I expected. And he put on a much more impressive show than I was expecting is all. Yeah, and it was enjoyable, and we stayed throughout the entire thing and the encore and everything.
Yeah, because we were talking like we're not going to stay the whole thing because we got to get up.
Yeah, we were planning on leaving at 5 a.m. and it was like 1:15 and the motherfucker's still on stage. And you're like, all right.
Yeah,
it said till midnight, which is, I'm not complaining that it lasted.
Well, we didn't know about the opening act either, so there was the opening act and then G-Tom.
We won't talk about that.
Yeah, I don't even want to, I don't want to go
But I mean, that extended...
Mom always say it if you ain't got anything nice to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying, they didn't sound...
They were a cover band.
Let's put it this way. They didn't sound bad. They knew what they were doing with their instruments. I just was not a fan. So that's that.
Yeah, and that's
They're not shitty musicians.
No, there was...
He was a little bad at working the crowd, maybe.
Well, he at least was trying. I'll give him that. I'm not going to hate on the guy, but a little cheesy or cringe, maybe, perhaps. Yes, but
there was some stuff said, that just like,
I'm the type of person that's on stage performing weird songs about existentialism and like getting high and not talking to the crowd. So I like avoid talking to the crowd. I'm like, this is a fucking song. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, and that's all depending on the vibe you're doing, right? And for this style of band, like what they're aiming for, whatever. But some people in the crowd really enjoyed it. I was very critical of it. If you could have heard me there, you would have heard me say some really mean shit.
Justin, was drinking throughout their entire set.
Fucking not having fun with him at all.
Yeah, he was getting pissed.
I was fucking upset. I was like, please turn this shit off.
I was like, these motherfuckers are going to be walking around hearing him talk shit in a minute. Just because they're going to be chilling in the audience now.
Then I would have made fun of his bingo arms to his face.
Well, he called Jameson.
We got Jameson Newlander, Edgar Frog here, baby.
Yep, and he called G Mac Tom.
Yeah,
G Mac Tom.
Yeah,
twice. Yeah, not just once, but twice. Then he made a comment about how he'd been drinking, and I'm like,
clearly,
yeah, maybe you should write some notes down.
Little cred notes.
I don't know. I guess we talked more about that than we intended, but
yeah. Sorry, I'm not. Yeah.
For anybody that enjoyed that, I'm glad you enjoyed it. For us, we're also musicians, so we have a different take on that.
I mean, I have lots of takes on lots of music, so I don't know. It's a thing.
But, music and then production, like the whole 9 yards of it, right? Having done that,
it's whatever.
So, yeah, that was a pretty fucking excellent weekend, though. We watched a decent amount of movies too, considering all things.
Mm-hmm.
So
the drive back was pretty uneventful, which is good.
So Friday or Saturday, we were tipped off about a film that was shot at that mall.
Mm-hmm.
Which good luck streaming.
Is it time for a segue?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called The Walking Deceased.
Yes, and it's.
I've actually seen this somewhere before on like Netflix, I feel like, or somewhere back in the day.
It was on Netflix when it released originally.
It was a 2015 film, I believe.
Yep, 2015 is what I read about it.
And it stars Doofy from Scary Movie as the Rick Grimes parody.
Yeah.
So parodies Walking Dead.
And
a little bit of
Zombieland and Warm Bodies.
Mm-hmm. A little Dawn of the Dead at the mall.
Yeah.
You see...
those are the big three, though. Warm Bodies, Zombieland, and Walking Dead for sure. Like, they could pretty much just try to combine. And it makes sense if you're thinking about a scary movie, because one of the, I don't know who, but one of the producers or writers from the first Scary Movie is also involved in it, so it checks out. It's kind of that parody style of the zombie stuff. But
this movie, like, if you read any reviews about it, which I checked some out, there's some scathing reviews on it, but it was like, hey, this movie was shot in this mall, we're already there, like, let's check it out now.
I was expecting really low budget garbage and not be funny at all. But
I was busting a gut during the first like half hour. I lost my shit several times.
And the production quality is good.
Rick Grimes' character being like, there's the little girl scene, that they're parodying, and he's like, what the fuck is that or whatever? He's pointing his gun at her, and she's like, no, stop, I'm just a little girl. And he's like, just fucking shoots her, and then he's like, that's exactly what a zombie would say. She's like, I'm looking for my dad or something, she says, yeah.
And then he runs into the dad in the car.
And then he shoots
for my little girl.
Yeah, shoots him, and then immediately, like, what I love about that is it's kind of far back, so you can't tell that he's lifted his gun up. You just see him be like, the bang of it real quick, and then he scoops the body out, and you're like, this is fucking awesome.
He calls them clever assholes.
Yeah, he says clever assholes. Pretty much most of his shit he was the best part of it, for sure.
He kept calling his son Carl, even though his name was Chris or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Carl.
Carl.
Or, the mom his son was running the strip club, basically, with his mom.
His mom was the only
stripper.
The only stripper still alive. The rest were zombies.
She got her tit bit by a zombie. And he's like, cut it off. And Chris, cuts her head off, and he's like, I was talking about her tit.
That lines up with some of the campiness that I heard about it. Now, I fell asleep while they're fucking watching this, and I got to watch it this weekend, and you can't fucking find it anywhere, so...
Yeah, you gotta...
Alec and Nick had to use alternative methods to...
No, we didn't. We bought a copy on Amazon.
Not for sale on Amazon.
Yeah, it was. We got the last one.
Yeah, you bought a physical copy.
We had it shipped out in 3 hours.
Yeah. We went and picked it up from one of those.
Oh, yeah, we went to the local
Prime
video
boxes.
store. That's what it was.
Yeah. We checked out Max's video store. He had a copy of it.
I wouldn't mind finding a physical copy if it exists. I don't know.
I would.
Maybe it's on their website or something.
I'm sure it exists.
Yeah.
How was the rest of the film? I mean, I didn't see anything but like the first 10 or 15 minutes.
Didn't you watch it on your own?
I couldn't. No.
You didn't?
I didn't follow your guys' method. I didn't have a way to hook it up to my TV, and I was too lazy to move my computer.
God.
You don't have an HDMI cable?
I thought you said you did watch it. Okay.
I've got my Mac Mini, so I didn't want to fucking hook all my desktop stuff from that.
Yeah, fucking lame.
I thought you had watched it, so.
No, you can spoil it all.
No,
you
it
want.
doesn't get...
I didn't rewatch it.
It doesn't get super great. They go and stay at this farm, and it's kind of doing the Walking Dead thing-ish.
Yeah.
And then...
It does run out of steam.
The warm bodies guy is like becoming more human, and then they eventually cure the zombie disease, I think.
Yeah, they put the cure in the water, so you just spray their wounds with water, and it cures them or something.
There's some other funny shit, but I'd have to watch again. I didn't take notes.
But he gets the girl, but he thinks she's annoying.
I just remember like waking up and talking to you guys the next day, and you guys were like, "Man, that was fucking way funnier than I thought it was going to be." Like, and you said the first 30 minutes of it would put up with a lot of other zombie comedy movies that you've seen. So
I laughed harder than I did during Zombieland during that.
Which Zombieland? Okay, here's a funny little thing. So I watched Natural Born Killers last night, and Zombieland is literally a line in the movie, and I was like, huh. Because I don't watch that all the time, so to like watch that and see it, you're like, oh, that makes sense. Because and it's a Woody Harrelson line of all things too. But
Rodney Dangerfield's in that one. Hey, come here, give me some sugar.
Yeah, it's so fucked up and gross.
He's the Natural Born Killers.
Yeah,
he's the creepy
fucking molester dad.
Juliette Lewis's creepy dad. Yeah.
And then Robert Downey Jr. with that Australian accent is so fucking annoying.
And then he gets his dick
But his
ruined.
mullet is so good in that movie.
That movie was originally written together with True Romance as one movie.
Oh, really? Okay, that makes sense.
There was like a couple other things added into it as well, but they eventually separated, and then that one ended up directed by Oliver Stone. But unfortunately, he changed the script a lot from Tarantino's original script. So
yeah, I mean, Tarantino only has a story credit, not even a script credit on this one for writing. So, but any other notes on Walking Deceased?
No, that's about it. I mean, it was... I'd say check it out if you kind of like the scary movies and stuff like that, and you like dumb...
Oh, yeah.
That parody style.
And you like Walking Dead, and you like to see the parodies of the different things. Well, not as much of it was shot at that mall as we expected.
Well, yeah, the Carl stuff is really hilarious if you've seen Walking Dead. Like, that is...
And that was a meme for a while on
For sure.
With the Carl jokes and
yeah.
And that's the thing is, like, I expected a little bit of that, but I expected it to not be as funny to me as it was. But it was hilarious.
His delivery of the lines and shit.
Yeah. He was masterful in that one, so.
Yeah, but overall, I'd call that a fucking kick-ass weekend, man. Everything about that was a blast. It was like kind of like when you're, leaving. We had such a long drive. It was just like, man, we enjoyed the drive home too. In which, what did we watch on the way back? We watched a bunch of movies on the way there and back. We had to watch From Dusk Till Dawn.
We watched Lost Boys on the way back and
we watched
Goonies.
Poltergeist on the way there.
Yeah, we watched that like first thing as we're leaving in the morning. That was awesome.
And then From Dusk Till Dawn, we watched also on the way down there, and Vacation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then
have to for a road trip.
Yeah.
Lost Boys and Goonies on the way back. Was there another one?
And Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got some film time in, and we talked about doing some commentaries and shit, but the logistics of being in the car that long and everything, it was like, fuck it. Let's just chill out.
Alec and I were in and out of consciousness the whole way.
You guys were sleeping a lot. No, that's all good.
We didn't have like regular sleep.
Yeah.
You guys never have like a regular sleep schedule, so weekends
we
are
didn't
always
sleep.
tough for you guys.
We didn't sleep before we left town, and then we didn't get a lot of sleep the last night in Texas.
Yeah, no.
So we were really low on sleep.
I was up later than you too. It was like 4:30, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to sleep now.
Yeah, I remember like waking up at like 7:30 or 8 finally, and like being like, okay, if we hit the road this time, we'll be home. Yeah. And so I get up and I just start packing the fucking car, kind of letting you guys do your thing because I didn't want to shout at everybody and be an asshole about it. But overall, super successful trip. A hell of a time. I got my Laserdisc signed. I got that thing framed last night.
I was still a little intoxicated when we woke up too. Before we headed back.
Oh, the other thing is I got the copy of Lost in the Shadows, the story of the Lost Boys by Paul Davis.
They had that on site there for cheaper than online, right?
Yeah, so this is $50, and this is out of print. So the original UK, this is done by obviously Paul Davis in the UK, and
I'll just show it.
Yeah,
just show it to the camera.
It's super expensive. I've got a photo of our Instagram, but if you're looking for a copy of this now, there's a US publisher. So, and they're trying to start getting into the horror genre and movie book genre here in the US. So hopefully they're successful with that because this is out of print until recently, and this is much cheaper, and it's kind of one of those essential things for a vampire movie.
Oh yeah, and Alec got his milk carton.
Yeah. These have been on eBay. A bunch of different people kind of make them, I think, but the print quality on this is high enough for me. The cardboard itself is a little thin, but I get it. Like, what else are you going to fucking print it on and make it out of? It's probably a pretty good thing.
It's a display piece, not a...
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Not a toy.
Yeah, the only other way to do that would be to,
I do like the print quality, though. Like, look at that. The detail up close it's good. It's not, pixelated and doesn't look shitty or anything, so...
Yeah.
Sits nice up on the shelf.
Yeah, that same vendor also had the noodles in chopsticks, which
I
is
wanted to
pretty
get
cool.
that, too, but it's just can't spend all my load.
Yeah. The other thing I got here recently, it came in the mail yesterday, or actually today, I guess, was I got a VHS copy of Cujo, mostly because they show it in Ghostbusters Afterlife. So if I have Paul Rudd sign anything, I might have him sign this and quote the movie. Because, why not? Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure you check out all the other interviews and everything because they all kicked ass. Everyone's amazing there.
Yep, and then Halloween next week when we start uploading our Halloween shit. I guess that's that. We're going to be uploading our Halloween. I should rephrase that.
We're going to record
Spooky season's beginning.
Haunted by tapes for 2 months, basically.
2 months. Is it 2 Haunted by tapes a week, or
basically
is that what we're doing? Yeah.
Well, the main episodes we'll be talking about that. So, and the Haunted by tapes.
No.
And the concrete motion tracker.
You're making him scratch his tattoo.
So, he's got more than one.
I have the most.
That's the sign that he's irritated.
All right, kids. Let's wrap this thing up.
Eat my booty hole. Subscribe to our Patreon. Patreon.com/FrogBrosPodcast.
If you want to see Alec naked.
That's OnlyFans.com/GapingButthole. We have some commentaries up on the Patreon. That's what we do there mostly. We're going to be having other content eventually, but that's kind of what our thing is now. We'll probably...
We need to record another one.
We're going to have at least one for September and one for October.
And
maybe
if you're
next
looking
week.
for Christmas gift ideas for any of us, go to GodzillaFoods.com and ship us some of the Godzilla hot sauce and Godzilla salsas.
What?
Yeah, I saw that advertiser today. Looks awesome. I'm all for
My
it.
dinner guests, Frog Brothers. Frog Brothers, Frog Brothers. These are my dinner guests, the Frog Brothers. Frog Brothers, Frog Brothers. These are my dinner guests, Frog Brothers. Frog Brothers.
Shut this off. Shut these all off.